She is a former cabinet minister. Her name is Kellie Leitch. Kellie Leitch.
How's everybody doing today? Don't sound all that excited, folks. Good grief. So, whether it be the CBC or media elites, those Ottawa elites out there, they said that real leaders would denounce you.
Really?
I'm not going to denounce you. I'm not going to scold you. Last I checked, freedom of speech is a Canadian value. That's right, freedom of speech, people. I've been standing up for Canadian values, and I know a little bit about people making fun of you and calling you names. And that's okay, because I don't plan to back down, and I know you aren't going to back down on Rachel Notley. Now you're calling for some actual leadership from Rachel Notley and from Justin Trudeau. Yeah, I know. And the CBC and media elites out there, they're saying that leadership means telling you what you should think. Telling you that you've done something wrong because you're law-abiding citizens, just honest, hardworking people.
We're all deplorable.
That's not leadership, that's elitism, right? Leadership is about understanding what you are all about. Leadership's about what you want to live by, how you want to live. That you're out there working hard so you can take care of your families and make sure Canada can be successful. And I can tell you, having grown up in Fort McMurray, that's exactly what I learned at the dinner table. Go out and work hard so you can give back to your community, give back to your country, and I know you are doing that every single day. So anxious. I understand these challenges. Both my brother, sister, my father, our family companies in this province. We have family friends every day that are losing their jobs. We have family friends every day that are getting to the point where they can't put food on the table for their families. My sister, I know, thinks every day, which young little girl in her daughter's class should she be buying a Christmas present for, because maybe that family can't afford it. This has to end. Yes. This absolutely has to end. And that's the problem with too many of our politicians right now, too many of the elites in this country, some who are currently in government, some, unfortunately, who are in the Conservative Party that Brad and I are here representing today. They're too interested in telling you what they think you should think, and rather than understanding how you are thinking. Yes. You need to be heard. Colleagues are too afraid of what these ultra-left elite manifesto folks are thinking, that they're actually too afraid to act. Well, I can tell you, I will be abolishing the Trudeau carbon tax the day that I am Prime Minister. Carbon tax, my gosh, how do we destroy resource development? Just destroy the rest of the Alberta economy. Why don't we just continue doing that? And it's not going to make your life any better. It's not going to make, in fact, it's going to make your life a whole much more harder, definitely more stressful. Carbon taxes, provincial or federal, carbon taxes. Last I checked, there's only one taxpayer. So when none of you have a job, who's going to pay? The pensioners? Like, really? How are we going to deal with this? Yeah. And there's going to be more difficult days ahead. But we need to get back on track, and I know we will get back on track. Our resources, as I said, I grew up in Fort McMurray. It's something for us to be proud of. We should not be ashamed of them. And Trudeau and Notley, they simply don't get this. They don't understand the natural resources industry, and they don't understand you. I gotta tell you, and you're right, they don't seem to care either. and it's our duty to put them to work. It makes us stronger, more prosperous as a nation. It allows us as Canadians then to give back. Politicians just don't seem to understand that these days. And I know we're here in Calgary today, but I got to tell you, millions upon millions of Canadians are out there for you from coast to coast to coast. They're thinking about how they can help you, Albertans, so that you can get back to work. Know that there are people out there rooting for you. And I want to read you a small quote. It's from actually a premier in Ontario, a great Canadian by the name of Drew, from 1943. It is our humane duty to put the vast resources and rich land which God has given us into full productive use. Not only for ourselves, but for the rest of the world as well. It is our opportunity to build a strength and prosperity with a population far beyond what we now know, living in greater comfort and security than we've ever known before. That is a vision which is justified by all the facts. It is a vision worthy of the sacrifice of our young men and women that they are making today. That is the future to which they are entitled. This is the future for which we are all entitled. Now, I think that Mr. Drew saw the future and how our natural resources are that source of prosperity for our country. You know, Ezra was talking about before how about the protesters and how Rachel Notley has embraced them, right? We saw. Well, I have a fundamentally different approach. I can tell you, I have a plan about developing our natural resources. 5 points. Increased penalties for those who engage in acts of violence or vandalism designed to disrupt natural resources. Ensure those who provide support for these actions are charged. They're the ones that should be locked up. Number 3, create a new force of specialized components of the RCMP, CSIS, CRA, DFIG to coordinate investigations, freeze bank accounts, lay charges on those who would illegally disrupt natural resource development projects so they're brought to justice. Classify environmental lobbyists as a political activity to ensure transparency in their funding and get that international money out of the process. And number 5, realign Canada's regulatory process to ensure that Canada's ability to compete in the marketplace. This is a 5-point plan to make sure that our natural resources industry can grow. And that's what I'm going to do when I'm Prime Minister. We are going to build pipelines. We are going to make sure we build Canada. I will abolish the carbon tax immediately. And we're going to start building this country again. And I'm going to tell you, having grown up, as I say, in Fort McMurray, Alberta, my home here in Alberta, I understand what you're going through. I hear it all the time. And I am here to fight with you today and until this is resolved in 2018 with Notley and 2019 with Trudeau. Let's bring it on. And if you want to reach me, if you text 393939, that number, if you text no carbon tax, you'll be in touch with me, my plan, and my team, and I'd love to have your help. Merry Christmas, everyone.